Confessions of an SEO. This is Carolyn Holzman. And the bottom line is this. I'm going to be honest with you about my experiences in SEO, whether it's a client experience or what I see in Google and my research and testing. Likely, though, you're not going to hear any of this validated by Google if you like to think that they're driven to have your business's best interest at heart. Remember, they are a multinational business that last year pulled in over $200 billion, and likely way more than half of that from its paid ad division. So, if you're an SEO, I get you. And when I say that, I really, really, really get you. And if you're a business owner, I also get you. I was a local business owner for decades before I became an SEO, and I still feel your pain. It was mine for a long time too. But let's get started. Welcome to Season 2, Episode 21. So Google says that they're rolling out an update this week. Now, the topic kind of picked itself. I was thinking it was going to be something else, but hey, what can I say? Everyone has been nervously remarking on how long it's been since the last one. So it's rolling out on May 25th. They have this very creative name for it. They're calling it the May Core Update. So it should take a while to roll out. They estimate 2 weeks for it to be fully rolled out everywhere. And I ain't got that much to say about it right now, except to quote Oliver Cromwell, "Put your trust in God, my boys, but mind to keep your powder dry." So what can you do if there is an update rolling out? Well, I can tell you what I won't be doing. Now, I won't be doing any large-scale tweaking of content based on data. And you know how much I love doing that. But you just can't trust that just because you see something this week, that it's going to be the same next week. Now, I will continue to test the Google Index Detector research. I think that's still a thing. I know I gave you a break from indexation last week. Episode 20 is called Part of It's Kentucky Windage, which is all about how much we have to just do the best we can and rely on our experience and knowledge and launch something to see how the content does in the SERPs. In other words, don't wait until all the traffic lights are green between your house and where you're going before you start your journey. But indexation, it's been an interesting place for me this past week in a way I didn't expect. I am going to publish some of this, but I'll just let you know, the past 2 weeks, I think Google may have been messing with the bots, the crawler agents, that pick up most of what we put down and take it back to the hive where Google reconstructs our content and then they sort it by their algorithm. Now, that's a really simplistic description, but I assume there are some listeners who aren't SEOs. Now, for the SEOs, if you've seen that diagram that Google published that says this is how we process your JavaScript content, they show the HTML pull, and the simple HTML goes like zoom, right into the index. Then there's a left turn where they do the JavaScript processing. That's where they process all the code that requires the rendering. And then all of that information gets folded in the calculations and flowed out. I'll put the link in the description. It's really kind of interesting, and I'll be referencing it a little further. So getting back to what I've been watching in the server logs, Google has been modifying their bots ever so slightly, bringing some on, taking some out. Hell, I've identified 5 different desktop Google bots. Now, here I was all fat and happy, and they snuck them in. I mean, as far back as May 5th, maybe further back because I'm still going further back into the logs. And there was a new one as recently as May 20th, a brand new one. Now, I think I am going to do a one-time live training on deciphering server logs. It'll likely make it into the forensic SEO course, but I'm thinking it might be fun to do one while I'm working remotely in North Carolina. So post a message. Okay, I need to run a test, okay? Post a message on the Facebook page of American Way Media. If you're on Facebook, just search for American Way Media. You'll find it. Now, I think if you post in there and you say like, hey, I'd like to know more about that server log stuff you're doing, it would let me validate if the interest is really only me. I mean, am I like such a nerdy dork that I'm the only one that has any interest in this? So So if you're listening to this and you think you would like to, gosh, would you please just take a minute and go there and just to let you know, yeah, I'd have to charge for it, but it wouldn't be expensive, relatively speaking. I would say we're definitely talking less than, $100, but it would be like really useful stuff, probably go an hour and a half. So getting back to the issue, they, meaning Google, they were clearly practicing for something. I saw rollbacks and I still see them today in the test pages. Now, rollbacks I define as pages that were previously found by their keyword. And in this case, this test, there's 2 keywords on every page. There's a simple one and a JavaScript one. But here's what's interesting is when they roll back, typically what happens, the simple keyword disappears first and the JavaScript one hangs around a little bit longer. And if you look at the diagram on how JavaScript works, the one that I was talking about earlier, you can see why this might happen that way. They clearly have one data stream for simple and another for JavaScript. But these rollbacks, they all seem to have happened while they're testing out these newfangled bots. Now, what's cool about this is that for the first time that I know of, there's a body of work available prior to an update. So it's possible that part of updates is updating the bot capabilities for the various browsers. So this is just one. Just when I think this index research might be ready to be, I call it sunsettled, there's always something new to consider. And there's one more thing. I know I've mentioned before that, coming up with topics for a weekly show, sometimes it's more stressful. And so I think I wanted to let you know, I'm at a point where I'm going to run a contest for topic ideas for Confessions over the summer, starting right now. So if you have pen and paper, write it down. So I'm thinking that, maybe the top idea is I do a show on them. I mention your name, put a link to one of your pages. And remember, this is an SEO podcast, so it could be a very relevant link if you're a digital marketing agency or an SEO. And this is going to sound funny, I almost want to offer you an on-page analysis. Some days doing those is faster than coming up with topic ideas. And I am not kidding. Maybe what I should do, though, is do that one as a drawing. So maybe everyone who submits something, whether it's chosen or not, and then for the ones that are chosen, then it would be the mention in the link. I don't know. But I think, let's try it that way. So if you need to reach out, please use confessions@AmericanWayMedia.com. Now, I've checked that email, and it works, people. Submit your topics along with your contact information. And a topic could be a question. It could be something that happened to you, that is pretty common, that say whether it's client SEO or in-house SEO. I think we should just go for it. I hope you agree with me, please. And anyway, also, if you get hit with this update, I want to know about that as well. Now, I won't say or do anything publicly on that unless you specifically say I can share that information. But normally I just like to stay very high level and just use them as illustrations. So how does that sound? You guys think you can help me this summer? I'm staring at a long line of Fridays when I may want to be doing some other things, and I would love to be able to have some stuff that you would want to hear and that would be fun. So anyway, that's it for this week. So hang on, whether there's an update or no update, just remember it's an SEO jungle out there. So that's going to do it for today. Thank you for being a listener, and special thank you to the sponsors of Confessions. You are encouraging me so much by your support. Thank you. And if you are a listener, please subscribe. wherever you're listening to it, whether it's Audible, Spotify, Amazon Alexa. There's a really cool place called Podchaser. Yeah, Podchaser. The link's in the description. So, and again, if you don't have a single place, if you just want to Google Confessions of an SEO, you can't miss it, and you can click on any of those links and it'll take you right to there. You don't have to register to listen, although I really would love it if you would, and subscribe. So all of us stand to make more business and success together when both the SEOs, SEO clients understand each other and Google better. It's been my pleasure to be your host. Thank you for your time, and I'll see you in the service.